name is Ahras. Today I will present a schedule compression and risk management proposal for the Port of Jakarta Authority AGV automation and berth upgrade project. The aim is to reduce vessel turnaround time by 30% while meeting the regulatory deadline and avoiding unplanned industrial action. The main recommendation is to approve a controlled 20 weeks delivery program. This program uses selective crashing and fast tracking to achieve the requirement turnaround improvement. However, acceleration must be balanced with regulatory deadline, safety and workforce stability. The board is therefore being asked to approve the revised schedule and the reserves required to manage identified risks. The project urgent for four reasons. First, legacy cargo handling system create manual hands-off and operational delays. Second, the regulatory deadline is fixed. Third, AGV implementation changes job roles and working patterns, which explains the resistance from labor unions. Finally, this is not only technology project, it is an operational and workforce change program that requires stakeholder participation. The indicative baseline schedule is 24 weeks. The critical path runs from mobilization and detailed design through AGV procurement. Berthworks, installation system, integration, safety, acceptance and handover, workforce consolidations and training begin and parallel from week 3. The most important schedule control point is the integration and acceptances sequence because delays there directly affect the final handover date. The proposed strategy reduced the program from 24 weeks to 20 weeks, designed in fast track using control design. Freeze gauge. AGV procurement is crashed through supplier expediting berth work, use additional shift and zoned execution. Installation is overlapped with the close-up of berth works, while integration receives additional vendor engineering support. Acceptance activities begin earlier through advanced preparation of safety evidence and regulatory witness point. Cost slope analysis helps determine where additional spending provides the best timing saving. AGV procurement has the lowest indicative cost flow. Flowed by installation and integration, berth works are more expensive to accelerate and carry greater rework and safety exposure, so they require stronger controls. The indicative direct cost premium is 0.96 million US, giving a revised planning cost of $9.46 million, including contingency. There are academic planning assumption and would require validation through questions. Labor engagement is treated as a schedule control mechanism rather than a communication exercise. The project should map which roles are automated, redesigned, retained or re-employment. Paid training and competency assessment should begin early with pathway into AGV control. Fleet monitoring, maintenance and safety roles constellation gates should be linked, design freeze, pilot red lines and go live. Before full deployment, the authority should pilot one berth with the limit AGV fleet. The pilot should cover representative day and night conditions and retain a manual fallback process. During stabilizations, scale up should occur only when 4 conditions are met. No unresolved critically safety hazards. at least 98% availability productive trajectory supporting the 30% turnaround target and 100% training and assessment completion for affected pilot staff. The highest priority risk is a union-led work stoppable because it could immediately eliminate the 4 weeks schedule gain. The second risk is AGV and terminal operation system integration failure, which may appear later after installation has already been completed. The third risk is regulatory acceptances delay caused by incomplete safety evidence. These risks are prioritized because each could prevent operational handover after significant expenditure has committed. Each priority risk has defined response as trigger. Labor escalation begins if a consultation milestone is missed, strike notice issued, or training participation fall below 90%. Regulatory escalation begins if a critical evidence gap is identified or a witness last slips by more than 3 days. The key principle is to act when the trigger appears before it comes crystallized. The reserve structure separated identify risk from unfortunate conditions. The proposed contingency reserve is $1.20 million for labor transition, integration rework, regulatory evidence, and supply risk. A separate $0.50 million management reserves controlled by the board for unforeseen scope unknown conditions. I recommend approval of the 20 weeks target, the workforce transition compact, both reserves and formal stages gates and design freeze, factory acceptances, pilot deadlines, and handovers. The analysis is based primarily on the supplied assessment brief, which required discussion of the critical path, crashing, fast-tracking most slope analysis, risk responses, and reserves. General project management principles are aligned with the PMBOK framework. All schedule, duration, cost figure, thresholds, and reserve value are indicative economic assumptions. Because the case does not provide validated baseline schedule or supply questions. In conclusion, the project can achieve its turnaround time objective without triggering industrial actions. Its schedule completion is combined with workforce participation pilot based. Thank you.